I'm a young lady running my beauty and image branding business from the heart of Winnipeg, Manitoba. As a young entrepreneur, I choose not to be discouraged, as I know there are a lot of untapped potentials here. My goal this year is to get young, vibrant business owners talking about issues and topics no school or book teaches you. This is one of the reasons behind the FA Business series called What is Link Up? I encourage you to join us at the Epic Artistry every last Sunday of the month as we chat with our guests. Please subscribe, share, and be inspired. Welcome back to FA Business series. My name is Felicheeta, and today we'll be talking about sacrifice. Before I continue any further, I just want to remind you guys that FA Business series is all about tapping the minds of young entrepreneurs in Winnipeg. Today I have Osamede, the creative director of Prom Publishing, and he's also a published author. And I have Anna Lang, the owner of Anna Lang Bridal in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So today we're talking about sacrifice, and I just want to know, so we're going to do ladies first. Sorry, Osamede.
That's okay.
So I want to know, what does sacrifice mean to you as an entrepreneur who has been in the game for a very long time? As you said during your other interview, you were in the photography business. So, and now you moved into the bridal business, or a different aspect of the bridal business. So what does sacrifice mean to you? And if you could give us an example.
I think sacrifice for an entrepreneur, as you know, as some knows, it's everything. I mean, it's you become part of the thing you're trying to create, and that becomes very much most of your life, and it has to, especially when you're getting off the ground, right? Mm-hmm. So that means you sacrificing time with friends, you're sacrificing doing stuff that you might want to do, how you spend your money, how you live is all sacrifice in order for you to create that thing that you love in your life.
And while you were talking, and someday feel free to jump in, is I always thought about, I was thinking actually about the goal you have with your business. Sometimes if you're just if the level of sacrifice determines how far you want to go with your business. So you hear people that have built massive industries, or they are the lead people in certain industries. You hear them say that I have fought tooth and nail for this business. And there's people that just want to make money, right? Mm-hmm. So the level of sacrifice, I feel like it depends on how far you want to go in your business.
Yeah, I mean that sounds pretty correct. I mean, the way I see it is that it's like opportunity cost, mm-hmm. right? It's like you have limited amount of time. So if you're going to spend more time in your business, something has to give up. So something in life, right? If you're going to invest more time in one thing, there's going to be an opportunity cost. Something else is going to suffer. Mm-hmm. So for me, that's sort of like the whole basis I find of when it comes to a sacrifice. And when it now comes to being an entrepreneur, it now goes a little bit deeper, because I think sacrifice is what really determines if you're interested in an idea, if you're interested in an opportunity, or if you're committed. You see, when you're interested in something, you're just interested. When time permits, you will do it. When everything, the universe makes everything okay, you will proceed. Mm-hmm. But when you're committed, you're saying, I will do this no matter what. I will find a way. You're saying to yourself, I'm willing to sacrifice. If it means sleep. For example, let's say the average guy needs to get 8 hours of sleep. I might say, look, I really need to learn how to do this. I really need to learn how to grow my business. So I'm willing to sacrifice and sleep for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. So that I can invest the other 6 hours in learning. So sacrifices take different forms. But the same way, if I was just looking to, earn $100, obviously the reward is $100 compared to if I was looking to grow a business of $100 billion. You start seeing that life is going to really see how committed are you to what you say. There has to be that congruency between what you say and what you're willing to do. So I think, someone taught me once in life that in life, you've learned how things work and you just work it. Don't try to spend too much time in the minor things trying to figure out why. In life, if you want to advance, life will test you. The sacrifice is the price you're willing to pay in order to get what it is you want. But again, like I said, look, we have to be very careful that we don't hide under saying, oh, it's a sacrifice, then we give up our relationships, we give up and say, oh, because I'm making a sacrifice. Because sometimes it might be a question, or it might be an issue of knowledge. We just might need to improve our knowledge in a certain area, and you start realizing that, oh, maybe I didn't really need to spend 4 hours a week doing this if I only just found a mentor.
Yeah. So are you thinking of now, so we're dabbling into different things now, so what are you thinking about sacrifice and balance? Because he said something, he was like, you don't have to sacrifice your relationship. I remember before we came on set, I was talking about my mother and how she made time for us, but her businesses didn't suffer. So I think as entrepreneurs, we need to learn how to balance our time. And like, you said, there are certain things, there are certain hours you work and there are certain hours you don't, because that's for your kids, right? And to you, even if a bride calls you at that point to be like, can I schedule you tomorrow at a certain time at work?
You see, sorry to cut you short, but exactly that is it. Some businesses won't give you the permission, or they won't give you the ability to decide. Like you said, you're willing to, opportunity cost again, you're willing to give up a client so you spend time with your kids. But look at a guy like Tesla, the guy who created Tesla vehicle, what's his name, Elon Musk. After 2 marriages, right? Because there's some things that if you really have to go, so that's when it comes to you deciding what's more important, you have to prioritize.
Yeah.
Something will suffer. Like a guy
And
like
the
that, 2
business does
marriages,
suffer.
right?
Oh.
For his business to succeed, he had to go through 2 marriages.
Yeah.
But now his wife looks back and say, I understand why he did it, and it was the best thing he did.
But you see, that is the thing, and I always give young girls this advice. Sorry that we're going to kind of derail a little
No, but
bit now.
it's true, because you have to be able to know what you're getting into.
I give young girls this advice. The person you marry determines how far you go.
That's
Because
sacrifice again.
because if you marry the right person, right? If I'm married to a man that is very ambitious, I need to understand that sometimes I'm going to miss him, or they are vows like I think I was.
So will you
looking
give
at-
up love for ambition? Will you give
I
up?
just have to find
Because
the
I'm saying
right
sometimes
person.
in life it happens that way.
No, I have to find the right person that understands.
So are you saying in life will always give you the perfect one and say,
Life will never, but that's why we pray about it, and that's why the thing is, it will happen.
there is always a price? to pay?
I always use you and your wife as an example. So I'm saying it on TV.
No, that's fine.
But I always say, like, I know your wife is working on a book.
Yeah.
And I always say, she might have, if she didn't marry you, she might have still worked on the book.
Yeah.
It might.
Yeah.
But it might. But the possibility of her working on the book is because you're married to her.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is the reason for that is because you're married to her. If you look at the connections, it's a lot. So as an entrepreneur, I always say, when I'm looking to date somebody, I look at who supports me. Because the person that supports you is going to be like, you have to work 10 hours, I'll bring lunch to you. I'll come and spend time with you.
So someone that aligns with your vision.
With your vision.
Okay.
And that's why
Right.
sometimes I say to younger girls or whatever, be careful when you're dating, because you have to know your vision and you have to make sure that that person that you're bringing into your space aligns with your vision.
But sometimes your vision, if you really care, like my business definitely is not as far ahead as it could be, because I
You
do
drew the line.
every day. I make sure that those hours are protected for my kids, and I made that choice. And as long as your vision can be over here, but you need to know what your priorities are. Because as you say,
Exactly.
if I give up that, I miss my kids and my business.
But your business go ahead. You can
my
go-
business will go ahead
Yeah.
without my family, but that's not what's important.
See, priority.
But
See?
also,
Yeah.
the way I look at it is, it might not go as far as you want it to go right now, but at some point it will get there.
Absolutely.
Because your kids
Yeah.
are getting older,
Yeah.
right? Or you might also see things like, I know people that their husbands will be like, you know what, go and do what you need to do, right? I'll take care of the kids for this time. Or there are ways to work
Well,
around
and the
it.
thing is too, is you don't use it as an excuse. So my business is still going, and
Yeah.
it's still going far because I am working
Yeah.
at 2 in the morning,
Yeah.
and I am working when my kids aren't with me. I'm working. Like I am. It's how much work do you want to do? And I think that's where some people get derailed. They enter, they're like, oh, I'm going to sacrifice. I don't mind giving up my friends. I don't mind all of these other things. But you know what? When it comes down to working, they don't like working.
Yeah.
If you don't like working, you're not going to do it.
Yeah. And I think, sorry to cut you, but I think you said something that I totally 100% agree with. That it comes down, sacrifice as an entrepreneur comes down to your priorities. What do you want? And how far are you willing to go for what it is that you want, right? You know, I'm reminded by, there's a story in the Bible, right, about Judas Iscariot. He got paid 30 pieces of silver. He got the fortune, but at the end of the day, he sold out. So the key as entrepreneurs,
Empty.
you have to draw that line where you do not sell out your core just because of what you think you want. And that's what you have said. You've drawn a line and say, hey, look, I'm not going to sell out my priorities, which is my family, which is my kids, just because I think I want to grow this billion-dollar empire. It's about learning to know where to draw the line in the sand.
So sacrifice and balance. I think one thing we're like getting a hang of, and I like when conversations like this, you notice that there's a trend. It's more about balance. You know, it's okay to sacrifice, but you have to create balance in it. And I saw people like they go 3 days. Oh, I'm working so hard and blah blah. That's why I can't keep a relationship. No, you're just a very selfish person. I'm sorry, you are just a very selfish person because you can work and then you. It's true. I do it. You can work, create time for your spouse, create time for your kids. When they are asleep, go back to your work.
Sacrifice your sleep.
Yeah.
Sacrifice your
So what
sleep.
you're sacrificing.
Which thing? What part of that pie? Because you can only do so much.
Yeah, and not even that plan. A lot of entrepreneurs plan ahead, so you don't get into a fix. You don't get into, oh my God, this is happening. I have buses link up. I have this. I have a wedding coming up. Oh my God, Jesus, save me. You plan and balance. So I think that's before we wrap up today, this was a very interesting conversation we've been having. But I would like to find out what would be your advice for young entrepreneurs if you want to own your own business. What would be your advice to other people that are trying to start up?
I think if you want to own your business, go for it. Don't spin. Go for it. Take a chance. See, action is better than perfection.
I totally agree.
Take that step.
Action is better than perfection. When you start moving, then you start getting direction.
The rhymes.
The key is to start moving. So, and again, that takes sacrifice, right? Okay, like for me, when I first started, 8 years ago, right? I didn't have it all figured out, but I was willing to sacrifice to look stupid. I was willing to not go out a few times. I was, I was going to sacrifice certain things to get to where I needed to go. So sacrifice is more than important. Take action. Go for it. Get a mentor by far. I think to get a mentor. Find someone who's doing what you want to do and connect with them.
And you know what? I would say before, I agree, go for it 100%, but get personal clarity first. Because, and I say this to girls that are in my salon, with anything in life, if you don't know what you want, you cannot go there. So get clear about what you want inside. Where is it you want to go? Just have an idea, but a clear one of what your dream is, even if it's that ambiguous, but get clear about it, because you can't go anywhere unless you know who you want or something about that.
What do you want in life? What do you want?
Yeah,
what do you want to be? What do you want to have?
Where do I want to go? And it doesn't even have to be a really clear vision. It can be a dream, but be clear about it.
Because anything is possible. I think for me, that's the bottom line. Anything is possible.
Yes.
If you're willing to stay disciplined, if you're willing to stay committed, if you're willing to be honest with yourself and really give it a genuine push, anything is possible.
So that was an amazing, I just love this conversation, and we can spend hours talking about this, but it was just great to have both of you here with me today, and I look forward to having more conversations like this. But I think the key things to remember from this episode: have a vision, go for it. Perfection is not what is required. It's taking that baby step. Make mistakes, embarrass yourself. We have all been there. We have done it. We've made it. But bouncing back is what makes you better. Once again, I just want to thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for having us.
And stay tuned. Join us next month. Another great episode is coming out, and we have other amazing entrepreneurs to present to you guys. So subscribe, like, comment, and enjoy. Bye for now.
Thank you.